Now at 9, how some Baxter Springs parents feel about the district's 4-day school week. Plus, the KOAM Nation celebrates 10 years of cleanup efforts at the Tar Creek Superfund site. And a Joplin-based band is overseas to take part in a European tour.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Tanya Bach. The Baxter Springs, Kansas School District is adjusting to a 4-day school week, Tuesday through Friday. KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke to the superintendent and parents about how the school year is going so far.
School looks a little different this year for students in the USD 508 school district located in Baxter Springs, Kansas. This year is the debut of the 4-day school week schedule.
I think we've came out with a really good plan for our district. I think it's going really well. I hear a lot of positives from it, from our students, from our staff, and from our parents.
The transition to a 4-day school week is a part of the recruitment and retention plan for staff. USD 508 superintendent says the new schedule now gives staff a choice to make up hours or rest.
And some of them, obviously, they want to work as much as they can, and some of them enjoy the day off. And so not all of them wanted to make up those hours, and that's okay. We've got an opportunity for them to spend time with their family if that's what they want.
It's not just the staff that's adjusting to the new schedule.
By the time that they get out from the extended day that they're currently having, it's about 7 o'clock before they get out of their sports programs for the day. They come home, they take a shower, eat dinner, and then they're pretty much right in bed.
I think that it's taken a little bit of pressure off of her also to have that extra day off. She can use it to catch up on homework, she can use it for sports, she can just hang out with mom.
High school student athletes specifically might have a harder time adjusting their work ethic to stay on top of the homework.
The roughest thing so far for the children is that they're just really cramped on Tuesday through Thursday. I know that they're extremely busy right now. Fridays is their sports days that they have their sporting games.
However, some parents are noticing that students are being more proactive in the community.
I think it's really helped. Honestly, she wakes up every day ready to go to school instead of burnout.
The older high school students I see all the time on Facebook, and the ones that I know, they're able to provide child services for all the residents here in our communities, children that need daycare and stuff. That a lot of the daycare centers here are currently full, so they're able to help out.
Reporting in Baxter Springs, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
School officials say they'll know more in depth about how students are adjusting when benchmark scores come in. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at your forecast.
Well, of course, we got showers. We got thunderstorms last night into the morning hours. A little bit of a break. More rain has been rolling in. In between it, we did make it up to 77 degrees. Average high 75, 91 is a record set back in 1963. But more showers, even some thunderstorms pushing into the region. We're going to have these scattered thunderstorms as we go through the overnight hours. Heavier storms, any severe weather stays to our south. But still a few stronger storms. You can see one around Columbus, also down toward Grand Lake. So we are going to get these scattered storms through the overnight hours. Hit and miss, but they, after midnight, pick up again. So they calm down a little bit here in a couple hours and then pick up again as they start to work through all the way through the morning hours. And then behind this, we're going to clear out. We're going to get really nice fall-like weather, but even a possible frost in the forecast. We're going to talk about that here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Much of northeast Oklahoma has battled contamination from old mining waste known as chat for decades. Today, the KOAM Nation marks 10 years of a project intended to preserve the historic structures, artifacts, and landscape features while the chat was removed. A commemoration event today celebrates successes of that project. It began in 2013 when an agreement allowed the KOAM Nation to work with the EPA during the chat cleanup in the Tar Creek Superfund site.
Since healing their land and they're healing their home, that vested interest they have, this is their land forever. They were given this, it was set aside for them, and it's going to be theirs forever. So we're the ones at stake in partnership with the EPA and the state to do this until it's done.
This was the first tribally managed Superfund site cleanup in the United States. Well, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly today stopped by Pittsburgh as part of her Health Workers Healthy Economy Tour. The governor is using the tour to push for a support of a Medicaid expansion, so she visited Ascension Via Christi Hospital. Polls show a majority of Kansans support a Medicaid expansion, and Governor Kelly says that support will be crucial at the negotiating table.
Incorporating the things that we know need to be there. And then we will, like we always have done, we will sit down with folks from the Senate and the House, and if there are areas to negotiate to get to consensus and get a bill passed, we will do that.
Census data shows nearly 140,000 Kansans work but do not have health insurance. They would be covered under a Medicaid expansion. Southwest Missouri Bank joined Souls Harbor in celebrating a new play area for the shelter today. Shelter serves men, women, and homeless families in Joplin, and the addition of the play area will make stays there easier for the youngest residents. For the shelter, the play area has only upsides.
It's going to be a lot bigger, and they have a cement pad that they can use to set the picnic tables on and such. So then they'll have a much better place to sit, less lawn care, and then the kids will have a play area that's well cushioned, and they can, if they have any accidents, then they don't have any problems with that.
Souls Harbor is located at 817 South Main in Joplin. Local band Fox Royale is going on tour with Young the Giant in Europe. KOAM's Miranda Burton has a look at their story.
Brothers Nathan and Caleb Hurley are the founding members of this alternative band, which launched into the music industry in 2020. Their first ever concert as Fox Royale was here at Joplin Avenue Coffee Company. Since then, they've played many venues in Joplin, such as Wilder's, JB's Piano Lounge, and Joplin Avenue a couple more times. However, the brothers did not find immediate success.
We started Fox Royale in 2020, like the same week as COVID started. So we just stayed home for like a year as soon as we started.
Fox Royale has used social media to gain a solid fan base, but it's their own grit that has landed them in Young the Giant's sights, along with a little luck.
We've been playing like festivals a lot this summer, but this is like a last minute support slot. So they were going on tour and they needed an opening band. So we got a call like 3 weeks ago that they liked us and they were down to have us on the tour. So that was very surprising because I've been listening to Young the Giant forever.
According to the brothers-made band members, the credibility gained from this experience is already opening doors for their career.
Next month, as soon as we're back, our last show of the year is going to be in Chicago, and we're opening for one of my favorite childhood bands. So I'm not going to say right now, but it's just a song everyone's heard of, and it was really cool to get that one.
They are already on tour in Europe, but the brothers admit that tour life isn't all glamorous.
And we're making merch at this apartment that the label got us. And then we're also, we bought a drum kit off Facebook Marketplace, in some neighborhood, 2 miles from here. And then we're customizing it this week. And then our first show is on Sunday in Germany. So, and then we're renting a van, and I'm just going to drive us on this whole tour.
Even through all the excitement, the brothers are reminding themselves to enjoy the moment, no matter what may be in store for them.
Honestly, if we peaked and never did anything else and just opened for Young the Giant on a European tour and got picked for that, for me, that's further than I ever visualized going when I was in college.
Reporting from Joplin, Missouri, this is Miranda Burton with KOAM News.
Well, their first show in Europe is on October 8th, so this weekend. Well, coming up, as kids get more and more attached to screens, we'll have some tips to get them moving. The pandemic fueled more spending on mental health services for young people. A new analysis of data from insurance claims shows spending rose by 26% from March 2020 to August of 2022. Those 19 and younger being treated for ADHD, anxiety disorders, and adjustment disorder accounted for most visits and spending. Well, screening for diabetes at the emergency room could uncover thousands of undiagnosed diabetes and pre-diabetes cases. That's according to a study out of the UK, which found that out of about 1,300 patients selected at random, 9% were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. About 30% were found to have prediabetes. Early diagnoses can help avoid complications down the line. Getting kids active is a critical part of their health, but with video games, TV, and other devices, some kids may not be motivated to get enough physical activity each day. Mandy Gaither has 4 simple ways to get kids to move more.
60 minutes every day. That's how much physical activity is recommended for kids and teens between the ages of 6 and 17. It may seem like a lot, but it doesn't have to be all at once.
We know kids do better in school, they sleep better, their mood's better, and it can just be a lot of fun to move.
Dr. Adam Keating with Cleveland Clinic says some kids may be motivated to move through sports, but others may need a little help. His first tip, to remember there are different ways to keep kids active.
Everything from going on a family walk to walking the dog to vacuuming to having a dance party in the middle of your living room.
Playing on a playground or PE at school also counts as physical activity time. Keating says it's also important to be a good role model.
Kids want to spend time with their parents, whether they say so or not. And so being a good example and joining in the activity with the kids generally makes it much more rewarding for everybody.
While it's important to limit screens, Keating says offer that screen time as a reward for physical activity.
The child can earn another 30 minutes of screen time by doing 30 minutes of activity.
Finally, find activities they enjoy. It can be a variety of things so the child doesn't get bored.
Making it fun rather than a chore and finding different creative ways to be able to work some physical activity in the day can be helpful.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Keating says chores can also be a physical activity. Choose ones that are age appropriate for your child, like raking leaves, cleaning their room, or washing the car. I like the cleaning your room one. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, the Fairland High School softball team is headed to state. We'll hear from the coach about what it'll take to win it all this year.
Well, of course, we got more showers and thunderstorms working through the region. We got a pretty good batch late last night into the morning hours. More rain now, which is pushing through. You can tell it's wet. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. And we need the rain, so we'll definitely take it. Look at the rainfall this morning. Now, it wasn't widespread, but at the airport in Joplin, over an inch. Look at that. Still over 10 inches below where we should be. Rain chances, they're scattered, but they stay high through the night and then taper off as we go through the morning hours for us tomorrow. So you can see the pockets that nobody got any rain, and then it was decently heavy along the I-44 corridor and south. Now that's where the heaviest rain is once again, but we are seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms out across southeastern parts of Kansas, but by far the heaviest, again, along the I-44 corridor and south. Iola, Chanute, Erie, Fredonia, not much. Have one strong little thunderstorm, Cherokee County, moving into western parts of Jasper County, and then just moderate to heavy rain, northeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri. Little bigger storm once you get into Benton County, and then it's really just kind of light rain once you go up along the I-49 corridor toward Nevada. All right, let's go through the next few hours. This batch pushes through. It starts to flare back up a bit, southeastern Kansas, and then it drives off toward the south and to the east. Here's 3 a.m. So once we get into late tonight in the morning hours, very similar to what we had last night, it picks up along the I-44 corridor, slowly moves south and east, and then once we get to about 10 o'clock in the morning, most of the rain is going to be out of here. So additional rain for us tonight, pocket southeastern Kansas, and then kind of fills in along the I-44 corridor and south. So again, it's going to be scattered throughout the overnight hours. All right, temperatures right now, upper 60s, lower 70s, not bad. Showers and thunderstorms are working through. 69 in Joplin. The winds are pretty much calm at this point in time. Here's the storm system. It's shifting through. The rain part of it ends tomorrow, but what we get after that is what's going to be pretty nice. This upper level low shoots in. Here's Friday afternoon. This is really going to draw in much cooler air as we head toward the weekend. We're going to get some really nice fall-like weather across the region. All right, let's go through time. Look at your Thursday. Rain working out in the morning. Sunshine returns. Lower 70s by noon. Most of us into the upper 70s once we get into the afternoon hours. So pretty good day. 64 to start, 77 with sunshine by the time we head into the afternoon hours. And then temperatures start to cool down. 49 tomorrow night, 67 Saturday, 38 Saturday morning. We could get some patchy frost early Saturday morning, which would be interesting. A high temp of only 61 on Saturday.
I know.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, getting closer to that.
Yeah,
Not
like
ever needing to.
fire pit weather.
Not ever. Oh, fuck. Game on.
Yep.
Doing it. All right, thanks, Doug. Coming up, relief for more borrowers.
Thousands of borrowers are seeing their student loan debts wiped clean. I'm Mother Rivera in Washington with who qualifies and how Republicans are responding coming up.
The White House is announcing another $9 billion in loan relief for a select group of borrowers, but Republicans are slamming the move as an attempt to grab votes. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
Just days after student loan payments resumed for the first time in 3 years, thousands of borrowers are being told they no longer have to pay. About 125,000 borrowers are having their debts wiped clean, the latest action by the Biden administration on the issue.
This kind of relief is life-changing for individuals and their families.
Beneficiaries include thousands of borrowers under public service loan forgiveness programs or who have total or permanent disabilities. The president says some borrowers who already qualify for forgiveness after making payments for 20 years or more were also missing out because of administrative issues.
We fixed that and made sure borrowers got credit for every single payment they made.
Over the summer, the Supreme Court struck down the president's student loan forgiveness plan, leaving the White House looking for other options to fulfill a 2020 campaign promise. They say to date they've forgiven $127 billion of debt for 3.6 million borrowers. Still, so many are feeling far from relieved.
It's just feels like you're always trying to climb out of a well that keeps filling with water.
With costs rising, there appears instead to be no shortage of regret among borrowers.
I think you can directly attribute that to the return of student loan payments, especially at a time when interest rates are on the rise, when inflation is still a major concern for Americans' budgets.
The president is blaming Republicans for sinking his student loan forgiveness plan. But Republicans are dismissing his actions as vote grabs, which they say won't cover for his failed economic policies. In Washington, Mother Rivera, Fox News.
Well, Google is making some changes to help reduce spam. It's adding new requirements for bulk senders, defined as those who send more than 5,000 messages to Gmail addresses in a day. They'll have to authenticate their addresses, stay below a clear spam rate threshold, offer a one-click unsubscribe button in their emails, and process the unsubscribe request within 2 days. Everyone understands the Big Mac you see on TV isn't the one you're likely to get at your local McDonald's. That's what a federal judge essentially said when he dismissed a lawsuit against McDonald's and Wendy's. Lawyers accused the chains of misleading the public by using undercooked patties before they're fully cooked and shrink in advertisements. The judge dismissed the case, saying all companies use visually appealing images to build positive associations with their products. They still taste good. Up next, we'll check out a skydive that could have the world's oldest skydiver on board. A Chicago woman is hoping to reach new heights as the world's oldest skydiver. 104-year-old Dorothy Hoffner took the plunge over the weekend in Ottawa, Illinois, in an effort to break a Guinness World Record. Hoffner made the tandem jump tethered to a certified instructor from 13,500 feet in the air. She completed her journey landing safe and sound, with fans cheering as she soared from the sky. Skydive Chicago says it's working to have Guinness World Records certify her jump. And once she does that, the next step will be to land on a unicorn. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. K-State stops in Allen County on a recruiting and community connection mission. Plus, Special Olympics Kansas gives athletes a chance to explore sports they may not be familiar with. Faculty and students from K-State visited residents in Allen County this afternoon. KOAM's Anthony Saviello gives us a look.
Though Kansas State University may be over 150 miles away, its outreach stretches all the way across the state.
This is an effort by President Linton to get to all 105 counties, and what we're trying to do is lift up the good work that's happening in these counties and ways that K-State could partner with that work moving forward.
Residents and alumni of K-State in Allen County were invited to listen and give input about K-State.
And if we can lift the profile of higher education throughout the state, that's a winning strategy in terms of access for all kinds of learners, whether that's traditional students all the way to people who might be reskilling or retooling for a job.
The outreach also brings students who are part of the Connected Cats program to share their college experience.
Family is a big thing at K-State, and so getting just students from all different walks of life to come together.
Brody Nemechek is a senior at K-State and an Iola, Kansas native. The animal science major has a lot of pride for his school and what he's been able to accomplish.
That kind of community of bringing two teams from different backgrounds together and then to win a national championship, something that everybody dreams of.
He was joined with Allison Hine, another senior and Southeast Kansan, who shared her enthusiasm about being back home.
It's really fun to be back in the area. We were talking on the drive down, kind of reminiscing of what's changed since we were in school and just how things have been developing.
For these students, this outreach is important to share with those who have molded them. And through their efforts, they may even make a few more Wildcats. Reporting in Humboldt, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The outreach will continue in Allen County tomorrow. McDonald County School District today showed off its Mustang pride. It is homecoming week, so the district held a parade. There were also food trucks so people could eat before the floats went through the streets of Anderson. The district also planned to hold a pep rally and a bonfire, but those were canceled because of recent rain. Special Olympics Kansas rolls out a regional unified bocce competition today. The competition consisted of 66 teams and hundreds of people turned out to cheer them on. 2 athletes paired with 2 partners and teams played 2 games. For the athletes, the event was more than just about competition as new friendships and social connections were made.
The biggest thing I hope that they gain is those relationships, working on communicating, working on independence, working on, having those people within the community that they can go up and talk to and be friends with and have those lifelong friendships made.
The competition featured youth level all the way up to adult. Just one day after being stripped of his gavel, the race to replace former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is heating up. Fox News Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel is in Washington with more on the lawmakers already in the running.
With Kevin McCarthy out, the race is on to succeed him. And time is of the essence with all House business paralyzed until a new speaker is selected.
We just need a strong speaker, a strong leader, and we need to do the work of the American people.
House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan is the first to throw his name into the ring. The Republican from Ohio could face an uphill battle getting support from more moderate lawmakers. In his letter asking for support, he pleaded for unity, writing, quote, "We can focus on the changes that improve the country and unite us in offering real solutions, but no matter what we do, we must do it together." Also entering what's expected to be a competitive race to the speakership, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. The Louisiana lawmaker drawing on his 2017 shooting during a congressional baseball practice to drum up support. Quote, "God already gave me another chance at life. I believe we were all put here for a purpose. This next chapter won't be easy, but I know what it takes to fight." Matt Gaetz, the Florida Republican who instigated McCarthy's ouster, claims he'd be fine with either of them.
There would be no question that the House of Representatives and the Republican conference was in a stronger position than we were under the former speaker.
President Biden also weighing in on the congressional chaos, saying Congress needs to focus on getting work done, including funding the government.
We reached an agreement over the weekend. We cannot and should not again be faced with an 11th hour decision.
House Republicans are expected to start voting for a new leader next week. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
A bit later, using technology for a cleaner future.
New robots, big and small, could help make the planet cleaner and safer. I'm Marianne Rafferty with a look at their unique functions coming up.
Well, it definitely turned out to be at least more rain for us today, which is good. Showers and thunderstorms last night, and we have periods of showers and some thunderstorms rolling through the region as we speak, mainly the heaviest along and south of the I-44 corridor. Even a pretty good little thunderstorm in northern parts of Jasper County. If we look in southeastern Kansas, one little guy popping up just to the west of Fredonia. Then the rain picks up again, southern Cherokee County, along I-44 through Ottawa County into Delaware County. If we track a little farther toward the east, here's Benton County, and then McDonald County, Newton County, seeing showers and thunderstorms. And then we have this guy, really from Oronogo, just north of Carthage, over toward Jasper. And then the rain kind of lets up as you track north along I-49. So let's go through the next several hours. This batch rolls through. Here's midnight. Scattered thunderstorms start popping back up on the Kansas side. These will actually increase a little bit late tonight. Here's 3 o'clock in the morning. These will start to shift off toward the south into the east. So by morning, again, we start the day with showers and thunderstorms, and we could even see batches of some heavy amounts of rain. Still thunderstorms ongoing, 8 a.m., mainly along and south of I-44, kind of shifting out of here by the time we get to about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll start to dry out just a little bit. But still rainfall as we go through the night. It is going to be scattered, but we are going to have pockets that areas pick up half an inch, upwards to an inch, inch and a half in spots, which we need. 65 in Monette, 70 at Grand Lake, 71 in Chanute, 66 in Stockton. Here's 7th and Rangeline currently sitting at 69. Winds are calm, but we do have those showers and thunderstorms rotating through. Look at this big upper level low. So here's our wave here. Here's our next wave. It's not really going to give us rain, give us some clouds, but it will cool us down quite a bit as we head into the weekend. In fact, let's go through time. Here comes this upper level low. It shifts in, and this is the beginning of our new pattern that is going to be on top of us for the next year. But this pulls in cooler Canadian air, shifts through the region, and we stay pretty cool as we go into the weekend. It's going to be really nice. So once we get rid of the showers and thunderstorms tonight, we break out, sunshine tomorrow, upper 70s for highs. Tomorrow night, we drop back into the upper 40s for overnight lows. Once we go into Friday, clouds increase with our next cold front, but then Friday night, we clear out and we could get a little frosty. Look at this, temperatures upper 30s by the time Saturday morning rolls around. All right, 77 tomorrow, 67 on Friday, 61 Saturday, back to 71 on Sunday. So it looks really good all the way through the weekend. Nice fall-like weather.
Yeah, I can't complain about that at all.
No, not at all.
Beautiful. Get through the storms tonight.
There you go.
All right. Well, more cities are being built in high flood risk areas. A recent report says from 1985, extending over 3 decades, settlements in flood-prone areas increased by a whopping 122%. Researchers found that as the world's settlement grew by 85%, urbanization happened much faster in high-hazard flood zones. East Asia and the Pacific region are the places with the highest exposure to flooding. Coming up in sports, Wyandotte and Fairland softball each head to the Class 2A state tournament. John Dales has the reaction from the Bears and Owls and a lot more up next.
Fairland High School softball is headed to state for the second time in 3 years. The Lady Owls got here by winning 15 of their 17 final games of the season, including a 15-5 victory in the regional finals against Howe. Now this afternoon, Fairland softball team gets a police escort out of town on their way to the Class 2A state tournament. Big parade for all their fellow Owls cheering them on, and for a team without any seniors on its rosters that's been proving naysayers wrong, there have been a lot of high points in getting to this spot.
Overall, nobody expected us to come as far as we have, so it's really exciting that we proved them wrong.
Lots of teamwork for
sure.
Yes.
We're just working hard together.
Beating Wyandotte.
Lucky 7.
Yeah.
Beating Wyandotte in the Lucky 7 tournament.
Coming back and beating Wyandotte.
Just playing as a team, you know, we're, like I said, really cohesive, and we work really well together. Play defense, we hit, we pitch well, so really proud of that.
Meanwhile, Wyandotte softball headed to the Class 2A state tournament as well. The Bears receiving all sorts of support from Wyandotte elementary, middle, and high schoolers. They boast a 28-8 record and took care of Stroud easily in their regional final, winning the title game 17-2. Now here's a look at the tournament bracket for both the Lady Owls and Lady Bears. Single elimination, win or go home. Wyandotte plays the first game of the tournament against Dale, who enters with a 36-3 record. First meeting between those two all year, and it's at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Fairland starts the tournament playing Oktaha. They played each other once in the regular season. The Owls won that game 7-4. Meanwhile, in Missouri, Nevada hosting Carl Junction softball and winning that one by a run rule, 15-0. This one goes final after just 4 innings. Nevada jumps out to the early lead, blasting 2 homers in the first inning. Their final home game of the regular season. Carl Junction not yet done in the regular season. It faces Branson and Glendale to round out the year. Over to Major League Baseball playoffs. Twins looking to advance to the ALDS with a win over the Blue Jays. Up 1-0 in the series. In the 4th inning, no score until Carlos Correa singles up the middle. Royce Lewis scores. Twins take a 1-0 lead. Now 2-0 in the 5th. Sonny Gray on the mound throws back to second and picks off Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to get out of the jam. He says, let's take another look, but as you see the replay, in fact, out. Correa gets the tag down. Twins still up 2-0. In the 6th, same score. Blue Jays have the bases loaded, but ground into a 6-4-3 double play. Twins get out of another jam, still leading 2-0 in the 8th. Same score. Kevin Biggio hits this slow roller down the line. Griffin Jacks tags him out as he gets run over. To the 9th now, Joan Duran has a chance to close this one out. First, he gets Alejandro Kirk swinging and missing. 2 batters later, Chapman goes down swinging. Next batter, Duran gets the strikeout to end it, and the Twins win 2-0. It's their first playoff series win in 21 years. They advance to play the Astros in the ALDS. Back to a couple of the softball teams, though. Fairland and Wyandotte could play each other if they both win a couple of games in the state tournament. Both look like they're ready for a run in the playoffs.
That's awesome seeing the community get together for that send-off,
yeah,
too.
It was really cool to be
really
there.
Neat. Well, back with more news after this. It's not a transformer, but it sure looks like something out of a movie. Fox News correspondent Marianne Rafferty examines the nearly 15-foot-tall robot that could change the way we save lives. Plus, another bot researchers say could keep your city or town trash-free.
An arsenal of new robots could help ensure a cleaner and safer world, especially at a time where plastic pollution isn't slowing down. And some scientists say human-caused climate change is only making extreme weather events more intense. Standing at nearly 15 feet tall, this massive bot from a Japanese startup company might look like something out of a movie. Hatch closed. Called ArcAx, the robot is controlled by a person who sits inside its cockpit. Screens show the pilot what the robot is seeing, and joysticks allow them to move its arms and hands. It could be ideal for making quick work at natural disaster sites and beyond.
It could be used at disaster relief sites and eventually for work in space. Rather than for sites where multiple robots can be brought in, we would like to develop multi-purpose work equipment where a single robot can perform multiple tasks at sites where only a limited number can be used.
Meanwhile, researchers in Germany are revealing their CityBot. The small emissions-free gadget can be customized with attachments city officials may need for specific jobs.
During the day, it would transport people and goods, and in the evenings and during the night, it would take care of municipal chores such as lawn mowing, emptying trash cans, shoveling snow, cleaning streets, or watering trees.
City bots will be tested at airports before they roll out on actual streets. Meanwhile, the Japanese robots could be yours in the near future for just under $3 million. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Pocket change. Well, coming up, we'll check out some of the new holiday movies coming out this year. Festive specials, murder mysteries, and a new Lego adventure. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has all of this and more in Hollywood Nation.
A holiday action flick first look, a superstar's festive special, and a return to the Arconia in the Hollywood Nation.
She'd do it as part of an internet meme?
More murder mysteries are in store for the true crime-obsessed trio of Hulu's Only Murders in the Building. The series, starring Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin, has been renewed for season 4. The streamer announced the news, declaring, "Let the investigating begin," just as the investigation of season 3 wrapped. Demi Lovato is getting festive with famous friends for the Roku channel's A Very Demi holiday special, airing December 8th. The just-announced show will feature musical performances along with plenty of surprises. Today's first looks start in the holiday and Halloween spirit with the trailer for action thriller Silent Night. Directed by John Woo, from the producer of John Wick, the Christmas Eve revenge tale stars Joel Kinnaman as a father who embarks on a grueling training regimen to avenge his son's death. It's in theaters December 1st.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
A Lego adventure is also in today's first looks, with the trailer for Lego Jurassic Park, the unofficial retelling. It's a story with Dr. Ian Malcolm retelling what happened at Jurassic Park. The animated special streams October 10th on Peacock. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with video of leopard cubs at a zoo in Lima. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.